Slithering its way into action, this is the Tennis Warehouse review of Grapplesnake Alpha. Grapplesnake Alpha is aptly named, as it is designed to be a great first polyester setup in one's monofilament string journey. Compared to other poly-based strings, Alpha impresses with comfort and forgiveness without sacrificing control or spin. Featuring a 5-sided profile in the same vein as Grapplesnake's Tor Sniper, Alpha's pentagonal shape provides good spin access with above-average snapback capabilities. Decidedly softer than Tor Sniper, Alpha also has comparatively better power access. If you are curious about trying your first polyester setup, or if you are a seasoned poly player seeking a softer string bed, you should consider what Alpha brings to the table. Alpha is a really soft and versatile string, so what I wanted to do for this test is try it out in a variety of setups, like a Prince ATS Texstream Tor 98, a Wilson Pro Staff 95 1820, or even a Babolat Rafa Origin. All of these rackets bring something different to the table, so I was really curious to see how this string performed in a variety of setups. And to my absolute satisfaction here, the string delighted. It's super soft, it's super comfortable. It does a great job at softening up some stiffer frames or even some smaller head sizes with denser patterns. It really just does it all, it seems like. Alpha is one of those strings that I feel like doesn't excel particularly in any one category, but it does everything very, very well. It has such a nice connected feel and feedback to the ball as you're hitting it. It really just lets you focus on your mechanics and trust your instincts. And I was just really impressed with how this string played. It really does everything that you ask of it. And while I said that it doesn't excel at any one particular area, I do think for me the standout aspect of this string is its feel. It's just a really connected sensation, really lets you know what's going on in the string bed. And for me, it was actually really great because it allowed me to feel the differences in rackets really easily. So I feel like if you like a softer experience, this string will sort of emphasize that. Or if you like a stiffer racket, it's really good for softening that up if you like more comfort in your setup. But it's just such a versatile string. The control is phenomenal. And again, it's not gonna be the top tier of spin production. It's not gonna be the most controlled polyester out there. But if you're curious about what poly might do for you as a player, I think it's a really great option. Grapplesnake has a very specific design theory for this kind of string, and I feel like they nailed it with this. So again, if you're curious, either as a new poly player or a seasoned poly player, this is definitely worth checking out.
So when I first got on the court, I found a lot of comfort. I was not having any discomfort on my arm. I have it strung at 57 pounds on a racket, the RF01 Pro, which is 67 on the RA rating. So with all that considered and having no arm discomfort or any shock or anything, that's a big plus on my end. I did find that a lot of my balls were flying, more so than any other Grapplesnake string that I've tried with. So that was one thing that I wasn't a big fan of. I did have to add a little bit more brush to my shot to get that ball to dip in with the spin, which wasn't hard to do. Creating that spin, just a little bit of brushing was getting me that loop. But I, for my game, wasn't the biggest fan of just hitting a little bit more loopy. I'm more so geared towards hitting it more flatter and through. Creating spin in general for the rest of my game, especially on my serves, was fairly easy. Kick serves was something I particularly liked. Got a few aces from that, and I was able to create a whole lot of spin, and a lot of my opponents were having to return the ball from really up high, which I was a really big fan of. It allowed me to dictate the point more so. Even on hitting second serves, I was still able to keep that advantage, still keep that upper hand on that point, which was a good thing. I wanted to talk about the playability of the string in the racket in terms of tension maintenance. I found that there's a big difference between when you play with it in the first hour versus the third hour. It does drop quickly, but not a whole lot. So I strung it at 57, like you guys know. It probably dropped to like 55, and that's pretty quickly, but within just 2 or 3 hours. So one thing that you could do if you are looking for that soft, comfortable string, but you're worried about that tension maintenance, either you could pre-stretch it or you could go a bit higher in tension, which I also did try. So then I went to 59, it dropped to 57 or something like that, and I was perfectly fine with it. So you could either pre-stretch or go higher. It is a comfortable string, it is softer, you can afford to go higher. If you're looking for a soft poly that you can hit big with, generate a lot of spin, Grapplesnake Alpha is definitely the one you should be looking at.
That wraps up this playtest for Grapplesnake Alpha. Today, I strung my rackets at around 53 pounds, while Manish opted for 57 pounds. For anything else tennis related, check us out at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, and Tennis Only.